again, Andrew Rogers here for TST Total Sports Talk. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure to be here. It's Tuesday, and we're really happy to be here for you, covering all the major sports topics and discussing them. It was a big night last night. NBA playoffs. Raptors got underway finally in their second round series against Cleveland. Washington was at Pittsburgh last night in Game 3 of their Stanley Cup playoffs second round matchup. And the Toronto Blue Jays have won 3 in a row. Alert the press. I'm not the press. Don't get that mixed up. I don't believe I'm the press. Alert the actual press. This is a big deal. 3-game winning streak for the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll talk all about that. And let's get it right underway here. Let's not waste any time. We're going to look at the TST scoreboard in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers defeating the Toronto Raptors 116-105. They lead the series 1-0. Raptors anemic again in game number ones. They're 0-, now they dropped to 1-12 all time in game number ones of playoff series. Can't really get it done. It's hard to win a playoff series when you're in the hole already after game number one. Cleveland 15-1 versus the East opponents since 2015. It's unbelievable what these guys do whenever it comes to the playoffs. They're just that good. They've 15-1 in series. So they've won 15 series, they've lost 1. Talk about good. Talk about hard. Not only that, but the Raptors shoot themselves in the foot in the first quarter. They trail 30-18 after the first quarter against this good of a Cavaliers team, and you hope to win. You can't play every game like that, okay? You got to get it going. Kyrie Irving was just unstoppable. He had 24 points, 10 assists. LeBron James, his usual dominance, 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. They looked like they were all over them from the get-go. It's 8-3, and Kyrie's throwing it up off the glass to LeBron to slam it home. You know, it felt like watching a video game back of playing NBA Street on the PlayStation. Yeah, what a game that was. Just spectacular. Had a lot of fun playing that when I was younger. Kyle Lowry had 20 and 11 assists for the Raptors. DeMar DeRozan 19 points, 7 rebounds. Game 2 goes Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Sportsnet. Needless to say, the Raptors are going to need a much better effort in game number 2. Over other NBA action last night, the Houston Rockets got 6 players that scored in double figures as they defeated the Spurs 126-99. This was a surprise, given the fact that the Spurs played so well in the first round. Houston had their hands full with Russell Westbrook, but they dispatched of him rather easily. They had a lot of guys score big points. James Harden had 20 points. Trevor Ariza led the team with 23. And they come out on top 126-99. They lead that series 1-0. Tonight it's the Wizards at the Celtics. Boston leads that series 1-0. And the Utah Jazz are in Golden State to face off against the Golden State Warriors in Game 1 of their Western Conference semifinal. Switching over to the National Hockey League story, it was the Washington Capitals on the TST scoreboard over the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2 in overtime. Pittsburgh now leads that series 2-1. Nick Backstrom's fourth opened the scoring in the first. Evgeny Kuznetsov made it 2-0 in the third period to put the Caps up 2-0. Pens, though, with 2 to play, pulled the Marc-Andre Fleury from the nets, and they get goals from Evgeny Malkin and Justin Schultz to tie the game late to send it into overtime. Unfortunately, Trevor Daley takes a penalty in overtime. He takes down Marcus Johansson on a partial break. He gets sent to the box, and Washington capitalizes, no pun intended, on the power play. Kevin Shattenkirk with his first of the playoffs. He come over from St. Louis in a trade deadline deal to make this team a little stronger on the blue line, and it pays dividends here as he snipes the winner. Like I say, Pens lead 2-1 in this series. All that, though, was not the big news. The big news was Sidney Crosby, the star of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the captain. He goes down in the first inning after a kind of an awkward play. He's skating in towards Braden Holtby on the Washington net. Alex Ovechkin two-hands him across the arm. He starts to go down and he goes into Matt Niskanen, who just so happens to cross-check him in the side of the face. Crosby lay down on the ice for a few minutes before having to be sent off the ice. He did not return. His status for game 4 and beyond is unknown at this point. They're skeptical, obviously, that he can return. One person I did see on Twitter noted that Crosby was seen mentioning to a worker that he was okay, give him the thumbs up, that he should be good to go. No noticeable limping from Crosby, so that's obviously a good sign there. Like I say, Capitals coming back. They now trail 2-1 in the series. Tonight in the NHL, it's the Ottawa Senators into New York to face off against the Rangers. That's at 7 on CBC. Senators up 2-0, looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead in that series. Like I said, game time 7 o'clock. St. Louis is into Nashville for game number 4 to face off against Pekka Rinne and PK Subban and the Predators. Predators lead that series 2-1. That's the late games, 9:30 over on Sportsnet for your viewing pleasure. And over to the Major League Baseball story, the Toronto Blue Jays. Like I say, hey, 3 in a row. Well done, Toronto Blue Jays, 3 in a row. 7-1 victors over the New York Yankees in Game 1 of the 3-game set. Marco Estrada looked wonderful for the Toronto Blue Jays. 7 innings pitched, an earned run, and 5 strikeouts. Tonight's game has Matt Latos going against Masahiro Tanaka from the Yankees. Great. We got to face this guy. Unbelievable. We string together 3 wins in a row. We got to face the Jays killer. Tanaka's been absolutely lights out every time he faces us. Game time, first pitch, 7 o'clock, just after in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Last night, like I say, Jays winning 7-1. It was a big night for them. They moved to 9-17 on the season. Gotta love that. Ryan Goins, Chris Coghlan, and Jose Bautista all homered for the Toronto Blue Jays. Ryan Goins chipping in with 4 RBIs. You got to imagine, though, if you sit back here and look at it from a viewer's perspective, you got to imagine John Gibbons had something to say prior to the game in which they won to move them to 7-17. I'd imagine it had to do something like this. It was a little bit reminiscent of this. This is a treat for all you viewers of TST and Total Sports Talk. Remember Danny Glover's epic speech, Angels in the Outfield? Everybody remembers. They were struggling early and they couldn't win a game. They had lost so many games. Danny Glover comes in, makes this epic speech. They turn it around. And, of course, we know how the movie all ends. If you don't remember, here's the speech. Danny Glover, Angels in the Outfield. Andrew Rogers for TST. Keep your head up and keep your stick on the ice. Thanks for watching.
Bummer. One more loss! One more loss which could have been a win! You call yourselves professionals. I have never ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team, you don't play as a team, you don't even lose as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts, you can't even see the light of day. One more loss and I'll do this! Each and every one of you! I want you here in uniform at 9 tomorrow. We're going back to work on fundamentals.
Fundamentals? In the middle of the season?
I thought the game started at 1.
It does start at 1, and you're a jackass.
No, I'm a pitcher. You can be a pitcher and a jackass.
See, it's very common.
Oh,